Breaking news. This one is coming from the camp of IPOB. Here the breaking news in details. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, and the IPOB have no link with the Biafran government in exile. IPOB issues this warning to the general public free of charge. You hear what I said? I repeat myself. Simon Ekpa, Nnamdi Kanu, IPOB have no link with the Biafran government in exile. IPOB distances himself from any calamity or any calamitous move that Simon Ekpa is taking down there in Finland. My good people, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. I don't land again like Land Rover. In case you're wondering who is here, my name never changed. I still remain Okute Daily Talk, the Ubonga station where we speak to you the undiluted truth about things you don't know that is happening in this country and in the world at large. So if you don't mind, please let us continue with our headlines. Then we will come back to do other formalities before we will hit the ground running, according to Agbado, the presidential candidate of the APC, All Poverty Congress. Megan, I hear this one. Oh, we never even talk. Now only boss. I be how many boss where Nigerian government is sent to Sudan, Khartoum, that precisely the capital of Sudan, to convey Nigerians out of there to Egypt, where Alan Onyema, I repeat, Alan Onyema will freely, with his jets. According to the news I watched this morning, his interview, he said he's ready to send out 3 jets at a time to go and convey Nigerians from Egypt back to Nigeria. Now, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, or what do they call him? Minister of Nigerians in Diaspora, Abike Dabiri, have come out now to tell us that now Nigeria have spent 560 million naira to evacuate Nigerians. Federal government claims. Hey, just boss to hire boss to pack the kids out of that place. They have spent 560 million naira. Imagine where we say now them go use the jet, Nigerian airline or the charter jet to bring those people back home. Imagine how much this 560 million naira they spend just for boss will be 560 billion naira to bring back Nigerians. Other nationalities have evacuated their citizens. You don't hear anything about this controversy, how much they spend or whatever. Everything in Nigeria is all about business. Nobody cares about the people's interest. It's all about business. Look at the Igbo man, Onyema. He have vowed that he will bring these people back home safely without not collecting any single dime. The airspace, the parking, the aviation fuel that he will buy to bring them back, all in his pocket. Nigeria, why? Sudan, 560 million naira spent to evacuate Nigerians, federal government claims. Troops don't keep 5 bandits and recover ammunition. All is happening in Zamfara country because now Zamfara and Borno is now country of its own. They are running their affairs on their own without not minding who is out there or what is happening in other parts of the country. Confusion as a killer or as a hunter have been the hunted. As Nigerian police officer dies while serving his punishment, what kind of punishment did they give to him? And why must you die? How many people have you been killing in your station? And that the spirit of those ones, that is the one that come back to hunt you down. Audios of Carlos visit Tunumbu and reveals the reason for the visit. The photo is out there. You can as well view it at the public domain. It is not hiding. Visiting upon visiting. Visit upon visit. Simply because you want to take over the Senate president by fire by force. Whereby you have not done anything that warrant you to do that. Even the common, what do they call it? The common interest of the masses in your own locality is not even seen. Now you want to become the Senate president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Ekpa becomes a second man in command on that very thing. Till today, Ekpa can never account for any completed project in his own constituency. We are not talking about the southeast, just in his own constituency. So my good people, please, as you are watching, before I hit the ground running, make sure you subscribe. Okay, subscription is free of charge. Nobody is charging you any money or telling you, giving you any task. Just subscribe, turn on the notification button. You will be notified each time there is any new updates on our channel. Let us proceed. Please tighten your seatbelt. We are moving forward. The indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has distanced itself from the Biafran government in exile announced by Simon Lalong Ekpa. Hey, I give you Lalong Ekpa. IPOB's statement through Ima Powerful said its leader Nnamdi Kanu and the Eastern Security Network (ESN) have no links to Biafran government in exile. In quote, in the statement he signed, Powerful said the Biafran government in exile was dead on arrival, according to Ima Powerful. The statement reads bit by bit. The attention of the global family and the movement of indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has been drawn to the nonsensical online inauguration of autopilot group called Biafra Government in Exile and their Liberation Army. These people are double agents sponsored by the Nigerian government to ridicule the IPOB movement, but they have failed on arrival, according to Ima Powerful. IPOB has consistently associated ourselves from the autopilot groups, yet these agent provocateurs keep associating their criminal activities and actions to IPOB and ESN and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because they were sent to distract the data our movement distract and data our movement. But we have defeated them and we will always defeat them and their sponsors. IPOB have passed the stage of blackmail in whatever disguise. Nigerian government has used every means to blackmail and demonize IPOB globally, including murdering innocent citizens and their own soldiers in Biafra land. But by the grace and the wisdom of Chukwu Okeabiama, we surmounted all their evil blackmail strategies. This latest kangaroo Biafra government in exile, bankrolled by the Nigerian government, is dead on arrival. This one is claims and ascertained by Ima Powerful, the spokesperson of the IPOB. We are alerting the international community, the Nigerian media, and the general public to know that IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu are not part of these antics and games coming from the federal government of Nigeria with the so-called Biafra government in exile and their Liberations Army. At no time in this struggle that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu or IPOB leadership have had have they declared armed struggle or have any formed a Biafra army. What IPOB formed and inaugurated was armed vigilantes called Eastern Security Network (ESN). The ESN consists of IPOB members who have volunteered to protect our forests and farmlands from murderous Fulani herdsmen who have been killing, maiming, raping our people and abducting farmers in our farms all over Biafra land. Autopilot has no business with ESN, though they have been using ESN's name to defraud people. Therefore, Autopilot and their so-called Biafra government in exile with their Liberation Army are not part of IPOB or ESN, nor do they have any link or association with our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are making this public statement so that IEP, GTI, UN and other interested groups will take note so as not to link IPOB with Autopilot and their foolishness. IPOB is wiser than they think, sorry to say. IPOB is a peaceful and legally registered organization in many countries of the world seeking independence from the Nigerian state. On the other hand, the so-called Biafra government in exile are factional members of Autopilot. None of them is an IPOB member. These gangs are people sponsored by the Nigerian government to shop evidence to be used against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB. That is why they keep linking themselves and their activities to IPOB and Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Therefore, anybody or group linking IPOB with autopilot and their activities should be ready to meet us in the law court. This one is coming from the table and office of Ima Powerful, the spokesperson of IPOB. 560 million naira have already been spent to evacuate Nigerians, federal government claims. President Muhammadu Buhari's government disclosed on Wednesday that $1.2 million, about 560 million naira, when converted to Nigerian currency, have been spent to evacuate Nigerians stranded in Sudan into safe places by road. This is as the federal government make further arrangements to repatriate the citizens back home. Through who? Make sure they mention the name of the person now. If not the thing, one I go just take encourage this man. Giving an update on the evacuation process on Wednesday today, the Minister of State Foreign Affairs, Ambassador Zubairu Dada, told the State House correspondent after the weekly Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Muhammadu Buhari at the Presidential Villa, Abuja, that no Nigerian has died in the fight between military factions in Sudan so far. We are confident we shall not lose any life in this exercise to evacuate 100 Nigerians, Daily Trust quoted the minister saying. Dada said the Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, and the staff of the Nigerian Commission in Egypt and Ethiopia are currently on the ground at the Egyptian border in Aswan to receive close to 40 luxury buses conveying Nigerians who had left the Sudanese capital, Khartoum, by road. Speaking further, the minister said the Saudi Arabia government had already assisted in evacuating some Nigerians through the sea, a development he said was commended by the federal government. Addressing journalists also, the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Geoffrey Onyema, said the process started after the federal government had overcome some challenges, adding that it would take a couple of days to evacuate stranded Nigerians. He affirmed that $1.2 million have been spent so far on the current effort to move them by road. Onyema said once they were safely moved to Egypt, other arrangements will be effected to lift them back to Nigeria by who? By the federal government or interested individuals. Both ministers said women and children will be given priority before diplomats who were equally involved in evacuation logistics. They said the Nigerian government was leveraging the 72-hour ceasefire window given by the Sudanese government to evacuate as many Nigerians as possible. Troops killed 5 bandits, recover ammunition, all in Zamfara country. Operation Hadrin Daji troops have recorded a new victory against armed bandits in Zamfara state. Nigeria News learned that while combining the state for criminal elements in a recent operation, the troops successfully neutralized 5 bandits terrorizing local communities. The development was achieved during an operation at Damri district of Bakura local government area of Zamfara, following credible intelligence made available to the troops about the operation of the bandits, who are said to have rustled many cattle from the owners. The troops swiftly mobilized to their roads and engaged the bandits near Galadamai village in the Damri district under the Bukara local government area of the state. After the encounter, 3 armed bandits were neutralized, while others flee with several gunshot wounds, abandoning the rustled animals. Items recovered during the encounter include 1 AK-47 rifle, 7.2 mm special ammunition, and 5 motorcycles. Furthermore, large numbers of cattle, camel, and sheep were recovered from the terror group, Channel Television reports. Similarly, troops on road patrol along the Magami community responded to a distress call on the kidnap of 6 persons by the bandits in the Magami community. The troops were said to have moved to the scene immediately. On sighting the approach of the troops, the bandits opened fire on the soldiers to flee with the victims. Due to the superior firepower of the troops, some of the kidnapped victims were rescued, while others fled for safety as search efforts were ongoing to find the remaining victims. 2 bandits were neutralized, and items recovered from the fleeing bandits were 1 AK-47 rifle, 3 7.6 mm special rounds, 6 automatic grenade launcher bombs, and 3,700 naira and 2 magazines. Wahala no dey finish you. Policeman don die you. Confusion as Nigerian police officer dies while serving his punishment. An officer of the Nigerian police force has reportedly died while serving punishment at the Kogi State command of the force. Reports obtained by Nigeria News on Wednesday revealed that the deceased, Taye Atobiloye, who was serving under the Kwara State Police Command, went out for days while on duty and was punished for the act. He was said to have missed duty for 2 days at the Zone 8 Command, Lokoja, Kogi State, and when he returned, he was detained in a cell at the D Division of Kogi State Police Command. It was gathered that Atobiloye, with his service number 232980, who was attached to the Oke Onigbehin Division in Kwara State, was posted for a special duty called Quick Intervention at the Zone 8 Command for a month. When he was due for resumption, the officer did not show up for duty for 2 days and was later found. As punishment for the act, he was locked in the cell. A source who spoke to Punch on the development said, "I've told Bilaye languished in the cell for 8 days, and I'm sure that there's no food," adding that the policeman died in detention. What happened was that every month, the Zone 8 Command usually picks policemen from every division and posts them for special duty for a month in Zone 8 Command, Lokoja, and 1 month the policeman will return home. So Ato Bilaye, who was attached to the Oke Onigbehin Division, was part of the policemen posted to the Zone 8 Command, Lokoja, but when he resumed, he didn't come for work for 2 days and was punished by being detained in a cell for about 8 good days. It was when policemen checked on him in the cell that they realized he had slumped and died in the cell. At the cell he was detained. Only offending policemen are usually detained there, so he was likely alone in the cell, the source was quoted as saying. While lamenting the demise of the cop, a relative, Femi Ibekele, said efforts by his family members, including his wife, to contact him on the phone after he left for special duty proved abortive. AP number 232980, Inspector Taye Ato Biloye, serving at Kwara State Command, attached to the Oke Onigbehin Division, was sent to Lokoja Zone 8 on a special duty called Quick Intervention. For the past 8 days, all family members were calling him but no response from his phone number. The phone was ringing but nobody picked. Likewise, his wife called him and nobody picked up. They called until the information reached the family that he was detained at the D Divisional Lokoja and died in the cell, Ibekele wrote on Facebook. The spokesperson for the Zone 8 Command, Ruth Awi, confirmed the development to the journalist, noting that Atobiloye, after reporting for special duty at the command, absconded from duty and was nowhere to be found for 2 days until policemen found him drunk. She said the cop was detained for him to get himself, adding that he died in custody. She said he was not detained at the zonal headquarters. He was detained at the D division in Lokoja. He reported at the zonal headquarters and then disappeared into the thin air. There were punishments for people who absconded from duty without any excuse. But in his case, he did not only stay away from work, he was drunk when he was found. For the effects of the drink to be cleared, the boss said he should stay in the cell for 2 days until he is fit for the interrogation to explain where he went to and where he was coming from. So he was detained at the D division for about 2 or 3 days, after which the news came to us that he gave up. But they are talking about 8 days here, and you again come with your own lie, because everything about Nigeria is lies. You come with your own lie that he need to detain. Who detains somebody for 2 days for alcohol to clear? How many hours does it take alcohol to clear for somebody's system? I don't know, they tell ourselves the truth. That is the problem we have in this country. Liars everywhere. Odi Uzo Carlo visit Tunumbu reveals reason for visit. The chief whip of the Nigerian Senate, Odi Uzo Carlo, on Wednesday visited the president-elect of Nigeria, president-elect of Nigeria, Asiwaju Bola Tinubu. According to Carlo, who made the development known via a post on his Twitter handle, the visit was to welcome Tinubu back to the country after his vacation in France. Nigerian reports Carlo is one of the senators who have openly declared interest in emerging the Senate president for the 10th National Assembly. Speaking about the visit, the former Abia State governor revealed that he met Tinubu in good spirits, rocking like a hurricane. He wrote, "I paid a welcome visit to our dear President-elect, His Excellency, His Royal Highness, His Royal Highness, Asiwaju Ahmed Bola Tinubu, at official bath, who just returned to our country. I met him in good spirit, and he is rocking like a hurricane." Below are some pictures of the visit. Tinubu moves into defense house to do what? To occupy there or what? I don't understand. Meanwhile, the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu had relocated from his private residence in the Asokoro area of Abuja to a temporary official residence at the defense house in Maitama ahead of his swearing-in on May 29. The president-elect Bola Tinubu has reportedly relocated from his private residence in the Asokoro area of Abuja to a temporary official residence of the defense house in Maitama ahead of his swearing-in. And so the thing take be. When I get it, you don't get it, then you better forget it. So my good people of Biafra, the lovers of freedom and the lovers of mankind, if you are saying here, we go take back our kaya and I go with the go so. If you never subscribe to my channel, I want you to do that as soon as possible. You never share enough my message, I want you to also do that as soon as possible. You never comment on any of my message, I want you to also do that as soon as possible. You never like any of my contents, my dear, you are missing a lot too. You need to like it, because liking any of my contents will enable YouTube to do what? To recommend my videos to other users on the internet, so that they will follow us to move this ministry to the permanent site. So my wonderful people, if you never do all these things, you need to do that as soon as possible. So make sure you follow. So follow peace with all men. Without that, no eye shall see God. So have a nice day, my people. And may the Almighty Chukwuka, the greater God, bless us all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. Whatever you are doing in this life, remember there's a reward. There's a reward for good, there's also a reward for bad. So anyone you are doing, make sure you are steadfast in it. Don't be too good and don't be too bad. Just be at the middle, and you will survive in this so-called Nigeria. Okay, my people, make on enjoy on a day. I will come back again with another blockbuster. Have a nice day. May the Almighty have mercy upon all of us. These are my prayers to all my fans out there, to my brothers and sisters, to also all my family members, my viewers and subscribers, those ones who have sworn that this ministry must move to the permanent site. I always pray for all of you every day by day, that it shall be well with you. At the point of your need, you must surely get somebody who will help you, and so shall it be. Have a nice day, my people. I am signing out. Bye for now. Kemesiano.